We are back with another live. What's today's date? Actually, I'm recording this on January 17th, 2026, and it's going to come out Sunday around 7 o'clock, like they all do, Eastern Standard Time, January 18th, Sunday, January 18th. But the reason I'm pre recording this is when you guys actually see this, I will be out on the West Coast at it's called Amplify, but I call it the Shark Tank Reunion Conference, where it'll be 200 to 300 Shark Tank founders. So I'll be out there networking, doing live podcasts. So you'll see a lot of that content, not only on the YouTube channel, but also IG, TikTok, Facebook. I'll definitely be kind of doing a lot of that as the conferences, I think from Sunday, it starts Sunday evening. So when this drops, I will be actually interviewing people at the conference. And like I said, I'll be putting those clips out, but I'll be at the conference from, I think, Sunday until Wednesday. So I'm still working. I am still working. So when you guys see this, it's not like I took a day off. I am just out live taking a show on the road. And I'm excited about that because I'm in Detroit, man, Detroit metro area. It's a little bit cold this time of year. So I get a chance to go get some sunshine out on the West Coast. For those of you who don't know, I am Dave, a 10+ year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets. And man, when I'm out there on the West Coast doing these interviews with Shark Tank founders, I'm gonna be asking them the importance of intellectual property to their business. Some companies only have trademarks, some have trademarks and copyrights, some has all three: trademarks, copyrights, as well as patents, and some may even have some trade secrets. So I'm excited about that, man. So please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community where we talk everything intellectual property. And before, I'm titling this show The Clash of Brands, or maybe Protect the Brand. It's either going to be the class of brands or protect the brand. It's kind of highlighted with the whole Corey Holcomb, Anton Daniels, that kind of clash. And I think the lead attorney, shout out to the lead, he broke it down perfectly. And I want to kind of piggyback off what he said as it relates to, hey, these weren't two people just going at it. These were two brands going at it. And then really the brands kind of stand for different things. So we kind of play that. That's kind of one of the things that we're going to talk about here today. Let's see here. Matthew McConaughey, we'll talk about that. And I know Matthew McConaughey from more so being on the sidelines of Texas football as opposed to the movies, but it seems like he is trademarking not just any marks, but he's trademarking his sound recordings, clips from kind of some movies that he did to kind of combat AI misuse of it. So we'll talk about that, see what we can glean from that. Seems like Buzzball, I feel bad for Buzzball. Seems like they got some patents invalidated. We'll take a look at that. Shark Tank. I think we'll go through the Shark Tank, at least the pitch that I thought was a little bit more interesting. We'll talk about that. What else do we have here? Ross. I got a Ross that just opened up. It was an old Rite Aid, I think, and it just opened up around the corner from me, kind of in a Detroit part of things. And yeah, man, it looked like they were sued for trademark infringement as well as copyright infringement. So we kind of go through that article in real time. And it's a short lawsuit, so we'll kind of break it down and see what it is that we can kind of glean from that. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the BS. But we're going to start with something good. So we did an interview this week. And be on the lookout, man, because I'm switching things up a little bit. Man, the last couple of years, I kind of been banging out interviews once a week. So I'm, 52 weeks out of a year coming out with an interview. And I'm switching it up this year where I'm dropping it. I'm still doing the interviews because I like talking to people and kind of learning from them, as well as it's inspiring for me. But I'm going to be alternating between an interview coming out this week, and then I'll be kind of doing like a 10 or 15 minute video of like not an old time. We're going to start back in the day, but then we're going to work our way up as far as how some of the important figureheads of our history, how IP has played a big part of their kind of fame or success or whatever the case may be. I started this in January of last year with the Nikola Tesla, and that did pretty well. But I'm going to continue to do that. Like I said, I'm going to alternate it with the interviews. So one week an interview is going to come out. Another week, that kind of 10 to 15 minute clip of kind of the life and story of a particular person is going to come out. And again, we're going to do Henry Ford. We're going to do and we're going to come all the way up until kind of present day time and some of the behemoths, whether it's Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, some people who are important and well known and successful, and how IP played a role in kind of that success or that notoriety. So kind of be on the lookout for that as kind of like I said, we're doing that. But like I said, in the meantime, Swift Hockey. And this guy, man, he's actually out in Canada. So I was able to track him down, do reach out to him for an interview. And he obliged, man. An impressive kid. I shouldn't say kid, even though he is younger. I think he's like 20-something, played professionally in Canada. And he kind of built this company that's really starting with hockey sticks, that they're selling affordable, high-quality hockey sticks. And then They seems like they're going to expand to other sports and kind of make affordable, high quality kind of product for other sports. So I do want to kind of see what he is talking about, and then I kind of give you guys my thoughts on him. His name is Zachariah Thomas. I just called him Zach, but let's see what Zach has to say, and I want to hear from you guys in the comment section as well. Let's go.
It's just doing it. Like, that's like honestly the best way I can put it. It's actually just waking up and doing it, because there's days that doesn't look good. There's days that nothing's going to align in business. It's not going to be ever linear. You're going to be dealing with problems after problems after problems after problems. And it's keeping things in a straight line that we're able to just keep doing more. Like, where we win our battles, truthfully, is we do more volume than any single one of our competitors.
Wow.
Even if they have $1 billion budget for some of these things, like, we will destroy them on volume. And that's why we're at where we're at with no outside funding and things like that, because we destroy a lot of these companies just purely just based off of volume.
Now, what he was essentially talking about, typically at the end of these interviews, I asked the owner, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs? Because really, that's what I'm trying to do, man. I want to kind of inspire you all who's watching this to go out and be entrepreneurs, man. Have a product, have a business. That's how you're going to really get ahead. Now, you can kind of make good decisions and kind of work hard and all those things with the 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be and still get ahead. But I think the big bumps are going to come from kind of this camera here. The big bumps are going to come from really being able to sell a product, making money while you're sleeping. So now he was talking about, hey, man, just do it. And that's why the Nike, that just do it trademark. And I think that speaks to so many walks of life, because when you're starting a business, you're going to have what you talked about, good days, bad days, but you got to just keep going. And I 100% agree with him on that. Now, I didn't realize, growing up, man, and we talked about this during the full interview. So go check it out. Your boy, we didn't have it. And there's some sports that are just so it kind of prices kind of poor people out on. I don't want to say, less people who don't really have a whole lot of resources or money. It kind of prices them out. I think tennis is one, because my daughter's in tennis lessons, man. Those joints, we're talking about weekly, a second grader. It's not like you're going to the elementary school or even a middle school, and they have a tennis club. You have to pay for private lessons and all that stuff, court time or whatever the case may be. And I think that's similar to hockey, where you got to pay for ice time, hockey sticks. I didn't realize that. And this is part of why he was doing his business, to have high quality, affordable hockey sticks. You can pay $300-$400 for a decent hockey stick. And I didn't realize that. Obviously I knew hockey sticks break, but you may go through 3 or 4 hockey sticks in one season. Maybe in football, you go through 1 pair of cleats in a season, but you're definitely not going to 3 or 4 pairs of cleats. And the cleats are only, $100. You can get some for $80-$90. Just think, if you're going through 4 hockey sticks at $300-$400 a pop, man, that can get expensive. So he was like, I'm gonna do something about this. I'm gonna create this high quality yet affordable. That's what he was talking about. Like, we're able to sell these things at volume. We sell a lot of these things, and that way we don't need any funding, which is even more impressive to do this without any investor help, if I took that correctly. So, man, shouts out to Zach. He's only up north here, so we have to try to get together in person here. Not sure if he'll be at the Shark Tank thing, but man, he's only 20-something years old. I think he's like mid to late 20s. Not that old, which again, another thing that I want to try to inspire or whatever, is just kind of the younger generation doing this, because it's just less responsibility that you have when you're in your 20s. When you're in your 30s, 40s, you got kids, you got a spouse, maybe you got just more. You can't be it's just, and you can still take the risk, but when you're younger, you can afford to take risk and kind of not succeed or kind of have learning moments. So again, I'm trying to put you guys to have, take risks, start the business, whatever bit. Look, if it's one thing I know, we all got ideas, because every time I tell people I'm a patent attorney, the next thing I get is, hey, Dave, I have an idea, which I think is a good segue or plug to the ebook, Got IP, which I kind of talk about these Shark Tank stories and these interviews that I'm doing, as well as how to protect the IP, how you come up with an idea, a product, how do you monetize your product. I'm going through that in the ebook, Got IP. So definitely go check that out. That link should be in the actual description section. And man, where do I want to go next? I'm gonna save the class here for let's talk about Sleepy Baby. So Shark Tank, again, I'm going to the Shark Tank reunion, or I call it a Shark Tank reunion conference with the Shark Tank founders tomorrow. But Sleepy Baby did all four. I think all four season 17, episode 9 that just came out this past week. All four of the pitches actually got a deal, which is that's solid. That's solid. So I do want to kind of go through what Sleepy Baby is before I kind of give my thoughts. I think this is a nifty device, and I think everybody who at least have a kid can kind of relate to this. So let's kind of go through. And she's from Armenia. I didn't realize that she was Armenian. Huh. Let's go through this here, and then I got to give you guys my thoughts. This is our YouTube page.
Kirikosian.
I'm Gary Haratunian, and we're from Los Angeles, California. We're seeking $70,000 for 25% of our company, Sleepy Baby.
As new parents of a baby with colic, we found ourselves doing the same routine every single night. Bouncing, rocking, patting, shushing, anything to help our baby sleep. But the second that our baby felt that we're not tapping him anymore, he was up. And as much as we love that little guy, our hands and our sanity were running on empty.
That's when we asked, why isn't there a simple solution and a way to mimic a parent's soothing touch automatically?
Introducing Sleepy Baby, our patent-pending wearable baby soothing device gently taps your baby to sleep so your hands can take a break. Think of it as your extra set of hands during those tough bedtime routines. When we put Sleepy Baby on our baby for the first time, he slept 5 hours straight, and that was the game changer.
It's smarter.
Hey, man, so that's essentially what Sleepy Baby is. You saw the, what's the name? I probably should have played something else. Because, what's the name? Probably are going to hit me with I probably have to dispute that. But nonetheless, man, you see Sleepy Baby. I mean, I actually like the product. I think the product is pretty cool. They did get a deal, I think, with Mr. Wonderful on things. And Kendra, who was on one of the guest sharks on the show, she kind of talked about how, hey, man, I had kind of thought, why didn't anybody do this 10 plus years ago when her kids was little? And yeah, man, you can start, like, just go for it. You heard her say patent pending, so they are filing to try to protect this invention. And man, should be inspiration to everybody. No matter how crazy it is, how stupid it is, your idea, your product is, just come out with it and let the market decide. Because the market may say, hey, there's a need for this, and you may make a ton of money. And then this is just a start, which actually came up in this by some of the sharks were saying, hey, I just see this as a product. You guys have a long way to go, which is true, but yeah, you got to start somewhere. So you start with this product, you get the feedback from the customers. They say, hey, I want this thing, I want that. You get them into your community. Then next thing you know, you got a whole product line of baby products, or whatever the case may be, making a ton of money. And next thing you know, you may get a big dog that come buy you up for 10, 20, $30 million. So, man, take it for what it may be. But man, that was a Shark Tank pitch of the week that I thought was more interesting. I'm not sure if that's going to make the most money long term. It was some other ones that I thought were phenomenal. What was it? Boss Appleby with the was chocolate. I think she was a rock star. Maker Social, woman who's killing the game in terms of her DIY kind of projects while you're able to sip wine or sip an alcoholic beverage. Then Cabana Boys, which I think they got to deal with Kendra, who I think they're rock stars as well. So it was a lot of, all the pictures I thought were pretty good, but I think Sleepy Baby was the more interesting one, just kind of giving a device. And anytime you get a patent pending in there or issue patent, then I'm all for that. So shouts out to the founders of Sleepy Baby as we kind of go to, I'm going to do one more before I hit the, man, this is an interesting one. So this was, we all know Buzzball. I think, to be honest with you, the oldest ball, brother Lonzo boy, I want to say, I know he, at least here in Detroit, you see him on one of the buildings promoting it, but I think he has some ownership in Buzzball as well. It seems like I think they tried to sue Big Sips for patent infringement. And I kind of feel bad for Buzzball in this regard, which I'm going to break down. So typically when you file, and it's been happening a lot more, hopefully with the new director at the USPTO, it stops happening. But when you file, you get a patent. So you're like, okay, I can protect my invention. Then you enforce the patent. You think somebody is kind of infringing on your patent, so you sue them for patent infringement. Then what typically happens is that party will go, the IPR, they essentially go to the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and say, hey, we want y'all to invalidate this patent because it's not new or non-obvious. And those IPR proceedings can be extremely expensive, but they've been extremely successful for people trying to invalidate patents. And that's essentially what happened in this case. See if I can kind of pull it up here, where Buzzball got both of their patents invalidated for patent infringement. or they got both of their patents invalidated. So now they don't have any recourse against, not only do they not have recourse against big SIPs, but they probably spent tens of thousands of dollars on a patent for the USPTO to say, hey, you are good, you can have a patent. Next thing you know, USPTO, the same governmental body or the agency that said you can have a patent, another department within that agency is taking a patent out. And that's, that's unfortunate. So if you look at the title here, what does it say? Big SIP's parent company wins patent ruling against Buzzball. And this paragraph here is all you need to hear. The PTAB issued a final written decision finding all 26 claims of Buzzball patents. They had 2 patents invalid. So essentially, Buzzball has patents. They were looking to sue somebody. The person that the defendant, in this case, Big Sips, who they're looking to sue, said USPTO find these patents invalid, and that's exactly what they did. So that's kind of unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. Man, I had Buzzball. This had to be a while ago. This had to be almost 10 years ago. I just couldn't get with them, man. I know you see them a lot of times in a retail store, 7-Eleven, a lot of gas stations, liquor stores. I just couldn't get down with Buzzballs. Let me know if you guys like Buzzballs or not. And that's, like I said, that's unfortunate because number one, you spent a ton of money to not be able to, or to get a patent that you ultimately can't enforce. Now anybody can kind of essentially do what you have to do. That's why you want to kind of fill out all these IP, intellectual property. So you got the patent. That unfortunately didn't work. Maybe they get a design patent. I'm not sure if they got one, but to the extent that they didn't get one, it's too late to do it now. But that's why trademarks are so important, because the Buzzballs, that's still a brand name that can be protected. So, hopefully they are able to still kind of get a leg up on this competition based on the trademark Buzzballs. I did want to kind of share one more thing regarding their patent. Look, so I pulled it up. Look how long the patent was. Now, again, this patent, unfortunately, is invalidated now, but I went to Google Patent, just typed in a patent number. Look at Google still has this thing as active, even though it was just recently invalidated. But look how, so claim 1 is typically your broadest claim or your independent claim. Look how long, just take it from me. That's a long independent claim. Look how long this claim. So it starts with a container comprising, and look how long it is. This is a long independent claim. It stops right here. Then you go after claim 2, claim 3, so forth and so on. But I can tell you, like I said, from experience, that's a long independent claim. And I'm actually surprised. That's actually, for me, and the reason I brought this up is to infringe a claim. Because for me, when I look at a claim that long, I'm like, oh, this is easy to design around. So the fact that Big Sips infringed that claim, or allegedly infringed that claim according to Buzzballs, I think they knew what they were doing. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I have no sources on this. To infringe a claim that long, I see if it was a claim that was a paragraph or so long, but you just saw not pull it up again. You saw how long that claim was, and to infringe a claim that's that long, that's surprising for me. That's surprising for me. So, unfortunately, Buzzball kind of came out on top. Me and Big Sips came out on top because they were able to get the claims invalidated. And like I said, I think that was a win. So let's kind of go to the reason for the name of this live stream, the class of brands. So like I said, Anton Daniels, he's actually from Detroit here as well, Detroit metro area. He's from Detroit, I think, grew up. But he went on Corey Holcomb. He went out west this past week, and they kind of did a podcast. And like I said, they really kind of do stand for two different things, where Anton wants you to kind of vote, get off into politics, have a family, do things the right way, no kids out of wedlock. Whereas Corey Holcomb, he's kind of the opposite. He doesn't kind of promote voting. He thinks it's useless. He, kind of more or less kind of promotes, he does try to give you game about handling women, but he's like, man, I ain't really trying to do the marriage thing or just kind of settling down with one chick. So he kind of stands on an opposite end of the spectrum as it relates to Anton. And they got into a clash. You see them up in each other's face in the picture to the left. And Yams kind of got the kind of fisticuffs, if you will. And I think the lead attorney, who's another great, live streamer as well as attorney, and he kind of broke it down. And I want to kind of pull up a clip from what he was talking about, because I think this really sums up the importance of a brand and how this wasn't necessarily as much Anton Daniels going against Corey Holcomb as it was their brands colliding. So let me kind of cue this up here. Shout out to the lead, man. I was able to talk to that brother. This was a while ago. So shouts out to him. And he commented on one of the videos that I did when I was kind of reviewing something that he did. So shouts out to lead attorney, good brother. But let's see what he has to say about this collision between Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb. Let's go.
Do y'all get where I'm coming from? A lot of y'all are just seeing this man to man. This is brand to brand.
Facts.
This is brand to brand. This is absolutely where it's going to lead. So, I mean, there are layers to this, guys. This is not just, two dudes trying to get their stuff off. These are $2 million, multi-million dollar brands. Corey has his Backdoria brand that he's against Backdoria. So Anton will never be allowed to say that Corey participates in Backdoria when Corey's whole brand is against Backdoria. And Anton's whole brand is giving advice, providing leadership, being a leader, being a leader of the bag chasers. He's a leader. You will never get along with Anton if you try to lead him. He is the leader. And his brand is throwing off so much money. Anton would have died at that goddamn table. So shout out to these brothers. I mean, once it gets to that point, you can't really avoid it. All right, let's go. But I hope y'all are seeing where I'm coming from. I'm trying to give y'all a behind the scenes. Y'all can watch all the videos, reaction videos that y'all want about this. I'm telling you behind the scenes. Again, I've met both these brothers in person, collaborated with both of them, and I'm a content creator. I know what I'm talking about. This ain't man to man right here. This is brand to brand.
Shit. What you do? Let me tell you what you do.
No, let me tell you something, homie. I don't tell you. I don't suck dick.
Yeah, you do.
Suck dick.
Yeah, you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck dick.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't do that. I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's do six. Homie, I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Well, I tell you what. Watch that dick sucking shit. But don't put no dick sucking shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit.
Say I suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
No.
I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform.
That's that's my whole point. You will never boss up on Anton. And you will never say that Corey participates in Backdoria. These are central concepts to their whole brand. It's too much money, guys. Y'all are watching money right here. It looks like it's man-to-man stuff. It's money to money. It's too much on the line.
Microphone right now. I'm going up back.
So that's pretty much all I wanted to play from that. But I absolutely agree with the lead attorney. I think that the importance of your brand, man, having a brand and the clash of brands. When your brand is up against another brand that just kind of really is fundamentally different, I think that this is what happened. So I'm not surprised that it happened, but I think his breakdown of it is important because we all have a brand. And that's the crazy thing about it is their brands are just, hey, Bag Chasers versus 5150. And the interesting thing, which I did, go check out the video I did on it. The crazy thing about this situation is now one of them have trademarked their brand name. The Bag Chasers, which as lead attorney talked about, spits out millions of dollars for Anton a year. He doesn't have a trademark on that. Then I was looking at 5150, which is the name of Corey Holcomb's show. He doesn't have a trademark on that. So the fact that they almost got into a fist fight, the fact that their brand spitting off that much money, and they don't even have the brands protected legally, that's mind-boggling to me. That's mind-boggling to me. But what I was going to say before that, as kind of setting that aside, we all have a brand. Now, yours may not be protected legally either, but you ask somebody, what is your brand? They're going to tell you what's your brand. Whether it's hardworking, whether it's making excuses, whether it's money, whether it's a woe is me, whether it's being intelligent, and he's not the sharpest tool in the tool shed. We all have a brand, and the best way you can kind of find out what your brand is, I'm gonna make a post about that. The best way you can find out what your brand is ask other people. And they're going to keep it on. Say, keep it honest. What is my brand? What do you think my brand is? You maybe want to change it up in 2026, man, because with AI and all this stuff coming, you not only kind of having a positive brand is going to be more important than ever, but hey, to the extent that you're going to have a product or a service or whatever the case may be, make sure you protect the brand, protect the bag legally. And the best way to do that is a trademark. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But I thought that was an interesting one, man. And I did kind of want to talk about that as we move on to, again, another person who's protecting his brand, Matthew McConaughey. McConaughey. Like I said, I've seen bits and pieces of the movies. I think The Lincoln Lawyer is one of his big movies. But I know Matthew McConaughey from always being on the sideline at a University of Texas football game, more so than his movies. I'm sure he's a great actor as well. But it seems like he trademarked. And again, you got to see what he's done. This is how much he's protecting his brand. This is why I do this stuff, because I want people, especially kind of the minority community, to be able to kind of protect their brand, protect their intellectual property, because they just don't know about it. Hence, you got two brothers that's making millions of dollars. They don't even have trademarks or protecting their IP for their brand, which is crazy to me. In this case, Matthew McConaughey, not only is he protecting his brand, he's protecting audio of his brand. I want even, man, check it out. All right. When you say all right to me, I think of Kevin Hart, the stand-up comedian, where he did one special, and he was talking about his pops. I think his pops has passed away, so RIP to his pops. I think he passed away a couple years ago. But his pops used to be on drugs back in the day when they, as he was growing, as Kevin Hart was growing up. And I think he was talking about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was saying during his special, he was in a spelling bee or whatever the case may be, and his pops just kind of busted the door and was like, all right. He was high off coke and all that stuff. So that's kind of why I know all right from. But it seems like Matthew McConaughey has also used it in a movie, which I guess is popular. Let's take a look at the clip and see how Matthew McConaughey was using what's the name, and then I kind of tell you the importance of that based on what he's trying to do with not only this clip, but other clips that he's kind of protecting. Let's go.
Hey, hop in, man. Hey, man, whose car? You know Wooderson? Oh. How's it going, man? Hey. Pretty good. How's it going with you? Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did. All right.
So that was pretty much it. That's what Matthew McConaughey is. Now you guys have to let me know. Like I said, I've never seen this movie, but so I'm not sure if he uses it as that's the only time he uses all right in a movie, or does he use it at other points? But nonetheless, it appears that it's a famous clip, audio clip, so much so that he's protecting it to combat AI being able to misuse it, which I think is important. Look, a lot of people don't know, man. They know that you can trademark a logo, such as the Golden Arches, that you can trademark a phrase, such as Nike's Just Do It, or you can trademark a word, such as Nike or McDonald's or whatever the case may be. A lot of people don't know that you can trademark color. Think of the UPS. They got a trademark on that brown color for their business. Think of, and you could trademark sound as well. You can also trademark smells. I think Crayola, one of these crown companies, got a trademark on a smell, a distinct smell, but you can also trademark sound clips. Have you ever seen I don't know if it's MGM. Let me see if I can kind of look it up. Kind of going off script here, but let me see if I can look it up. You know the movie, the studio where you always have the lion. I don't know if it's MGM or whoever the case may be. And that lion is roaring at the beginning of every clip. They have that protected via an actual trademark. There you go right here. Let me see if I can pull it up here. This is protected via a trademark. Just gotta pull it up here. Let's blow it up. So, and they even said, I didn't even realize that. You see the MGM, they even say trademark. So they letting you know that this is a trademark. So, yeah, you can trademark actual sounds. And it seems like in this case, Matthew McConaughey has not only trademarked the all right, but he trademarked like 7 or 8 other audio clips that that I guess became famous that he is a part of, so that he can protect it versus AI misuse. That's what I'm saying, man. People are here playing chess and others are playing checkers. Protect the intellectual property, because that's the stuff that's going to make the money going forward. So, I did want to kind of bring that up. I didn't realize that they had actually said trademark on the sound. And people, I don't know, man. I don't. Sometimes I kind of do this and I'm like, man, are people really kind of picking up what I'm putting down? I guess I'm going to have to start showing people. That's why I'm coming out with products. That's why I'm coming out with a tour. I'm going to make money. I'm going to protect the IP. And I'm going to say, hey, not only am I a practitioner, but I'm actually doing what it is that I'm telling y'all to do. And I'm doing all this based on the information that I got in the ebook, got IP, not to, kind of plug the ebook, but I'm taking everything that I put in the ebook. I'm like, okay, let me start doing it myself. I'm going to show y'all how you can make an extra $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year just doing this in addition to your job, your day job. So we'll see, man. The last one that I did want to talk about, like I said, this is actually a pretty short lawsuit, but I did think it was interesting that lawsuit got their head caught in the cookie jar. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. So here we go. This was actually in Cali, where I will be at tomorrow. This is from Tribal Streetwear, sue Ross Stores for trademark infringement. Let's go through it. Oh, I want to go to the party. Let's go to the background. So Tribal Streetwear is an original streetwear clothing brand founded in 1989. So they'd been around about 7 years. In 1996, the owners created a new and original logo for Tribal that is commonly referred to as a T-star. The founders created a design and shape of a pentagon with the 5-pointed star shape formed by the negative space in the center of the pentagon as seen in the early example. So it seems like this is something that they had a trademark on. You see the pentagon shape. It's kind of a star shape in the middle. I guess these are T's. I don't know. The T-star mark was introduced in 96, appearing in both the printed catalog itself and on clothing. You can see it on the clothing here. Other exemplary uses and variations of the T-star mark are used, provided in Exhibit A. I didn't pull up that one. Tribal is a truly unique clothing and lifestyle brand that has represented Southern California streetwear fashion culture for more than 35 years. So they've been around for a minute. People got tattoos of them, skateboard, low riders, all that. That's the even thing, man. That's the thing. I do want to bring it back on myself. That's the thing about having a business. Everybody don't even have to know about you. I was talking to this. I was getting a haircut earlier as I kind of prepared to go to out west. And I was telling my barber, man, you just got to find your community. And we all have a community out there. I have never heard of Tribal Streetwear. They've been around for 36 years. Do you think they're not making money if they're going to be around for 36 years? They probably made some money in their time. Again, talking about the Bad Cases, Anton Daniels. I mean, I kind of knew them, but Matthew McConaughey, I've never watched a Matthew McConaughey movie. However, he has a brand and he has a community that loves his movies, such that they have made him a ton of money over the years. So we all have a community that we just have to kind of find out and tap into our community going forward. So I kind of did want to talk about that, or kind of mention that as I was reading that, because I think that's important, man. We all got a community. They've been around for 36 years. I've never heard of this company until I was searching for these, what's the name? People got tattoos. They've been in music, break dance, and everything. So Tribal T-Star mark has also been incorporated into artworks by well-renowned artists. The T-Star mark has also been worn both on and off the stage by musicians. Look at Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, Cypress Hill. At least I heard of them ones. Many of the brand's fans are so devoted that the company regularly receives photos of customers that have tattoos of the T-Star mark. Like I said, we all got a brand. You got to tap into it. Tribal's iconic status and cultural significance is fully explored in various perspectives in the upcoming book, Tribal and Cultural Legacy of Streetwear. Okay, so forth and so on. Look at, I guess somebody wrote a book about them, at least about the brand. So they got not only a copyright, and people don't know this, man, for logos, you can get both a copyright and a trademark. To the extent that you are just using a logo and kind of plastering it on a shirt, you probably just kind of want a copyright on that. But if you're using that as a brand, hence the Nike check mark, hence the Golden Arches, hence Chick-fil-A or the Starbucks. You probably want to get, in addition to get a copyright, also get a trademark on it. And it seems like that's what T-Star did. They got the copyright, 23 years ago in May in 2003. They also got a trademark that has a registration number there. The consumer public recognizes the T-Star and associates with Tribal. It's a strong trademark. Hey, man, if you've been around for 20, 30 years, man, I would agree. So what does Ross do? Ross is a discount clothing and accessory retailer. That's a shot at them. They could have just said Ross is a clothing and accessory retailer. They said it's a discount. So they selling shit at discount, but they do got 1,800 stores in the US and they bring it in $20 billion a year in retail and revenue. So they offering their stuff at discounted prices. And it seems like this is one of the items that they're selling there at Ross. Let me see if I can kind of blow it up. You kind of see like the T-Star mark, like right here. You see it right here. If you see my pointer, you see it right here. You see it again right there. So it seems like this Ross store, I'm not sure what brand of shorts these are, but they're using the T-Star mark, the protected, the trademark, copyrighted T-Star mark. As seen in the comparison below, the design used on this clothing is an exact copy of the design used by Tribal on bandanas. So it seems like, I'm assuming at the left, you got the Tribal mark in the middle, and then the right is, like I said, you see the Tribal mark on the shorts. That's not owned by T-Star. Ross' intentional use of the T-Star mark is likely to cause confusion about the sources of its products. Ross' intentional use of the T-Star mark is likely to cause consumers to believe that they essentially approved it. Again, this is the big thing, what you want, man. They're saying a significant number of consumers have been actually confused by Tribal's use of the T-Star mark. So if people are actually confused, that's the strongest indicator of trademark infringement, that people are actually going up to you like, hey, man, I didn't realize y'all was selling stuff in Ross. A significant number of consumers have believed that Ross products are Tribal's products or products licensed by Tribal. Ross intended to derive benefit from the reputation of Tribal's T-Star mark, acceptance by consumers, and penetration into younger demographic markets through street culture. Fashion depends on a brand ability to establish credibility with the consumers, so forth and so on. And we'll just read count one and count two. They're both pretty short. But again, this is interesting because they sued them not only for trademark infringement, but also copyright infringement. So they got a 2-for-1. Ross got a 2-for-1 here. Plaintiff hereby alleges that Ross' use of the T-Star mark and intentional copyright, including without limitation, so they're infringing that copyright registration. Ross' infringing use of the mark has and will continue to cause irreparable damage. And what are they saying about the trademark infringement? Tribal is the owner of the mark. Ross' use of the mark in interstate commerce infringes the mark. I'm not sure why they did two of them. They could have just wrapped this into one paragraph. They got one trademark infringement, then they got the trademark infringement under the Lanham Act. I don't know. They could have just had this one, and they could have did without count two. But whatever. It caused an actual confusion. Paragraph 47, paragraph 48. It was known and willful. 49. They continue to do it. And 50 is going to cause irreparable harm. And 51 is willful and wanton and willful. So that's pretty much it, man. That is pretty much it. So Ross got their hand caught in the cookie jar with the products, and this is why it's important to not only, when you have a brand, to protect it, not only protect it by way of getting whatever IP is applicable to it, copyright, trademarks, patents, but also to be able to enforce. Man, if you're not going to enforce your IP, you might go don't even get it, and you might go don't even go into business. I was actually, and I'm not going to say what it was, but you got to enforce yourself. You got to stand up for yourself. I had a tiff earlier past couple of days where somebody tried to get over, and I had to man, no, this is not flying like that. So that wasn't even regarding anything IP related. So you definitely have to protect the brand and protect the IP. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I will be in sunny California. I'll be in California tomorrow through Wednesday at the Shark Tank conference, doing live interviews, networking, and we're gonna have a great time. Be a resort. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button. Also turn on the notifications so you can get notified when I'm going live and when I'm doing interviews, when I'm dropping stuff, because I'm gonna be dropping stuff left and right. And it's gonna be on all platforms, not just YouTube, but IG, Facebook, TikTok. And yeah, we're gonna be there. I'm gonna even drop them on LinkedIn as well. So yeah. patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of the different topics that we talked about. I'll be back. I should be back live in the studio next weekend. I may miss the Thank God It's Tuesday just because I'll be out in Cali. I'll probably go live one of those days out there as well. So we'll see though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you guys later. About to go network, meet a buddy for a cigar and probably watch some of these football games. So you guys have a good weekend and